Nathan's dad plays Minecraft. 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 Nathan's dad plays Minecraft.
Dad, is this really your intro?
Hello everybody and welcome to Nathan's Dad Plays Minecraft in high-speed mode here in the beginning of this one. I went out to the Spruce Island to try and get a spruce sapling, planning on building a more proper base here soon and wanted to have a second type of wood. So I'm also on my way to the desert island as well, going to get some sand and planning on building a husk farm as well. So that way I can get sand renewably, since in this version of Skyblock, husks do drop sand. So those are the two things we're going to try and get accomplished today. Right now I'm just building underneath this spruce sapling so that way, or this spruce tree, so that way any saplings that fall will not be lost. So, yep, build up to the spruce tree. Oh, and there's a pumpkin here. Nice. So, if you do lose your first initial pumpkin seed, then this is a great way to get another one right here. Just head out to the Spruce Island, and oh man, it's not looking good for saplings. Surely I can get one sapling. Oh no, not a single sapling. Well, I guess we'll head out to the Husk Island. Now, the other thing I did decide to do while I was out here at this island was to go ahead and start spreading some of this extra dirt under the grass platform around. So that way, maybe, just maybe, we will be lucky enough to get a wolf to spawn. Wolves do spawn in these biomes, and so that would be cool if that would happen. Probably pretty unlikely, since it's so high up in the world, but as we're going back and forth, since we'll probably have to take several trips back and forth to the desert from the main island, maybe we get lucky and we get a wolf in one of those tries. So yep, time to head over to the desert. So as we head over to the sand island over here, one thing to make sure is that you are at least 3 blocks below the lowest block on this island. If you are not, you are potentially going to lose the sand that is on the island, and you will also lose potentially the cactus that is on the island, because as soon as you do a block update to any one of these blocks, it is all going to fall down. And the sand, not such a huge deal. I mean, you can get sand from husks, so that's not necessarily a huge loss. But the cactus, you will be unable to do a lot of your advancements without the cactus. Well, I guess you could always buy cactus or green dye from the wandering trader if he offers it. So maybe you'd be able to get them, but it's definitely going to be a lot harder. I know I've got to wait for the wandering trader to sell some spruce saplings, because I did not get those when I did the spruce tree, and so right now that is my only way to get spruce saplings on this world that I am aware of. Unless maybe I've heard there's a woodland mansion, so maybe there might be a spruce tree over there, but I highly doubt it. So anyway, so what I'm doing now is building a platform underneath this sand, so when it falls, I am able to catch it, and I am also able to catch the cactus, so that way I can go ahead and plant a cactus farm as well. Add that to the list of things to possibly attempt to do this episode. So putting the final blocks in there, and now we're going to go ahead and take out the sand block on the bottom here, and success. As you can see, when it falls, since these are bottom half slabs, it just automatically turns into entities, and you can pick them right up. So now we can get started on the husk farm. So some interesting mechanics with the husk farm. Husks will only spawn in open air, so you cannot have a lid on your husk farm, which means a husk farm can only operate at night. So I had to come up with a way to leave it open and also not worry about spiders, because spiders can either crawl over, and I don't know, they just wreak havoc with these farms, which is why on our other farm, the just standard Skyblock farm that we built, I specifically made 2 places where spiders will die if they get stuck there, so that way they do not just overpopulate the server and then no other mobs will spawn. But in this case, I'm also worried about spiders falling the 24 blocks, surviving, and then attacking me, since I will be underneath this thing for the entire time. So EthosLab came up with a pretty cool design. Basically, it's a bunch of 3x3 squares, and where those torches are in the middle, we're going to put half slabs. And so you've got 8 spawnable blocks per 3x3 square, and none of them will be able to spawn spiders, because spiders cannot spawn in, I think they need a 2x2 area to spawn, and none of these will have a 2x2. Now I'm putting the torches there now just to keep it lit up. We will of course be replacing these with half slabs here shortly. So what you do is you go out, and I kind of screwed this up as I was making it. So the outside of the 3x3, well, basically you go out 8 blocks on 9 blocks on every side. The back block will be a wall, and then just build these 3x3 areas, and then put a water trench around each of them. Now on the outside you do not put a water trench. This is where I messed up, and so I've got to fix it later. On the outside you do not put a water trench, just on the inside blocks. And then you'll put water at each of these junctions as well, which I'll show you in just a minute. And then everything funnels into the middle. So it's really, really a cool design. Uses water mechanics a little bit differently than I'm used to using them. So really, really neat, and a huge thank you to EthosLab for coming up with this. So I am the desert on this particular section of Skyblock is not very wide. Oh gosh, it's not very wide at all. I probably could have optimized it a little bit more. So part of the section of this is not going to be in the desert area, so regular zombies will spawn there. So hopefully later in the world I'll be able to find a larger desert to get more husks to spawn, or maybe the rates on this one will be just fine. So, but I'm just not sure exactly how it will do with, since husks are really the only thing we're after here. So So yeah, there's the basic design. Again, these outside channels should not have water in it. You can butt up just against them. Okay, I'm going to make this 3 high just to make sure nothing can get out. I'm going to put some half slabs there because I made those by mistake, and don't want to have to worry about anything spawning, and don't want potentially the light contamination to be an issue. I don't think it would, being out there, but sometimes Minecraft does funny things. So half slab those. Finish going around the edge here. And I did speed up this video quite considerably just because it did take me a long time to do this. And so I figured it would be best to speed this up so it didn't turn into a 2-part series. Right now I'm just checking the light levels everywhere, making myself a way out. And now we got to go get the lava. So got the lava, we'll bring that back. And what we're doing with the lava here is we are generating a cobblestone pillar. So lava and water, of course, will make cobblestone. It's got to be a solid block you throw it against. Throw the lava, throw the water 2 over, and then it will make a cobblestone brick as far down as the lava got. Well, as long as it took me back to get back to the main base, it's going to be all the way down to the bottom of the world. So I don't have to worry about that, and I only need it to go down 24 blocks anyway. I'm not sure I'll do anything lower. Perhaps if the rates aren't good enough, eventually I'll move this. And so as I brought the lava back to the cobblestone generator, I bought another bucket of water so I could have an infinite water source. And where I put that water is incorrect. So I will figure that out here in just a second and realize I need to move it up 1 more and then realize what I did wrong. So like, what in the world? Why isn't that reaching? And part of the problem too is I was doing this farm by memory as opposed to actually following a tutorial. And in fact, I had to figure out who did it a little bit later. So I actually did not watch this tutorial before I did it. I just had heard about this farm, and so basically each of these intersections, each of the outside intersections, you also want to put a bucket of water so everything flows towards the middle. And again, this channel I'm in now should not have it. Put one there, and the water source disappeared, so I figured it out, so I had to restart right there. So let's see, looks like one more, and voila, everything flows to the center. And now I realize, well gosh, water's flowing in the corners here, that's not going to work. And our friend the watering trader, who does not have any spruce saplings, and so he must die. Now, the reason you need to kill off the wandering trader in Skyblock, I know it sounds cruel, but if the wandering trader is in the world near you, then they will not spawn another wandering trader. And so the chances of spawning one does not start until he is not within a certain radius. I think it's 128 blocks from you. And so that's why it's important to kill the wandering trader. Yes, it's cruel, but do you want your drops or not? I mean, do you want your chance to buy stuff or not? Because there are some unique things that he sells in this world that make him much more useful in Skyblock than he is in vanilla Minecraft. The other reason that it might be advantageous to go ahead and kill the wandering trader is because he might accidentally push you off when you're doing delicate maneuvers like this. And so when I realized that I had built this out 1 too far, built the water channel out 1 too far, I could have either rebuilt the whole thing, or I just chose to cover the water with half slabs, so that way mobs can't get down to the water. So they can't fit through a half-high spot, and so that will be fine. Yes, I used a lot more resources than I had to, so again, watch EthosLab's video if you want to see how to do this more efficiently, or you can kind of figure out what I did wrong and then not make the same mistakes. Glad I could help with keeping you guys from making the same mistakes that I did. So I'm going to put the slabs in the middle of all of these, and then I think, hey, these guys could spawn 1 high little babies in here, and that would probably be okay. Actually, looking back in hindsight, I think I probably should have left them, but at this point I decided to slab all of those up as well. Make it look nice and symmetrical there. Finish putting all of this, and then right here I'm just making a way out. Oops, that is not the right spot. I'm going to go over 2 and then reslab that. So yes, now what we want to do is we want to go down 24 blocks and make it so we can make this an XP farm as well. Now the reason I want to make this an XP farm is I plan on getting a looting sword here soon, and so right there I just made a hole so I know exactly where the water is, and so I can build the XP farm in the right spot. But I plan on using a looting sword a little bit later in the game, and so if I make this so that I can kill the mobs instead of just and making sure I go down exactly 24 blocks. Oops, I forgot to see what the level of the place where they fall is. So looks like 58 is where they're going to fall, which is coincidentally where that was. So anyway, so I'm going down 24 blocks here. But yes, if I go ahead and make it an XP farm instead of and there's the water stream, makes it nice and easy to plot where I'm going, instead of a gravity kill farm like our other farm, it will make sure I can use looting on those husks once we get that enchantment. So super excited about getting villagers. Hopefully I can do that soon, but right now I've got other things to worry about, and right now I'm just making a little place to where I can kill all these mobs that come through. And now I'm going to build up here. That water that you saw earlier was me capping off the bottom of this, and the reason I'm doing this is I'm planning on riding this water stream back down. That's how I'm going to get back down here. I am going to pick up the water with a bucket, and as it falls down in the world, I am going to fall on top of it, so that way I don't have to worry about possibly drowning on the way down, or all of the other things that can come with that. So I'm going to go up to the top here, pick up that water spot, and fall all the way down to the bottom. So last thing left to do is to make this a kill chamber for the mobs. Going to make it a yes, and there will be creepers spawning here, so I need to be very careful with how I do this. Yep, put that half slab there. Put light there. And trying to get the height just right, because if you're too low on these, then the creepers and other such mobs will be able to see you. And so yeah, that seems about right there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is put a railing around here, so if I do get knocked around by something, if I figured something wrong and a skeleton shoots me or a creeper does blow up and knock me back, then I've got that railing to keep me from flying into the void with any potential sand that I got. So I'm going to build this railing around. And again, not having to worry about phantoms because I am underneath that oh gosh, what do you call it? The cover. There are solid blocks above me because of the mob farm. So not having to worry about phantoms at this point. And I will be traveling back during the day because at night I'm going to be farming the mobs that are here. So next I need to make a way up, and so I'm just planning on doing some stairs here. Let's see, yes, I should have enough blocks to do that. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Yep, there we go. Half slab the top of that so that way mobs don't spawn. I may come back with stairs later on this, but for right now this will do. The only thing that sucks about doing it like this is you do need to be at least 2 wide, because you are putting a solid block next to a half slab, and you will not be able to do that if you are standing over it. And so, I mean, you could just always go straight up if you don't have the blocks to do a stair like this right now, but I wanted to do this anyway, and so it makes it easy to get up and down. So yeah, so that's what we're doing now. And again, I want to try and get there before night falls. I'm pretty sure it's been at least 3 nights, and phantoms are one thing I have yet to see in this game, and really have no desire to see them anytime in the near future. Maybe if I want some slow falling potions a little bit later, that would really be the only conceivable reason I would need to see phantoms. They do help you repair elytras, but by the time I get to the void, or get to the end, I plan on having villagers, and so I'll have hopefully mending and unbreaking books that I can just enchant the elytra with, and don't have to worry about doing that half slab at the top of those. And now none of those are spawnable spaces, so the only spawnable spaces we have here are where the slabs are in the mob farm itself. And it's going to make this one higher just so I don't accidentally jump up on it and then fall in the void. I could totally see myself doing that. So, and you don't necessarily have to do the corners if you want to conserve spots or space. And that's what I wanted to do, so I did it. So, and it does not look like I made it. Let's see. And I'm also going to make that a hole right there, so that way well, maybe it hasn't been 3 nights. I guess we'll find out. So I guess if they come after me, I'll be inside this this deal anyway, so hopefully it won't be a big deal. Yep, ended up not using that. I thought I might go back up that way, which is why I built that little platform around so I could just jump on it, but looks like I'm not going to need that. So go ahead and make this all nice and symmetrical again. And now we'll take down all these torches, put our half slabs in the middle here. This really is a cool design. Put the half slabs there. Make sure everything is right. I'm going to put a torch out here. Maybe not. Yep, head down there and let's see how this thing does. And we've got husks. Nice. So the last thing I want to do is go ahead and build that cactus farm. So let's see, where do I want to put it? Yeah, probably right here next to this water source should be fine. Let's see, and of course the cactus farm is just a solid block with sand on top of it. And then you put the cactus on the sand. Now by putting them this close together, I am going to lose some, because when items contact a cactus, you are going to inevitably what am I trying to say? Inevitably gonna have some loss, just because that's the way cactus works. If an item hits a cactus, then it has a chance of being destroyed by the cactus. So yeah, let's put cobblestone there and make this a little bit bigger, I think. Yeah, just do every other one, I think. And this will make a nice little addition to the farming area. Now, I didn't go over farming in this tutorial just because I think most people that have played Minecraft know how to set up a farm. If you do have questions about it, let me know in the comments, and I will do a video on how to set up a farm. I've got melon, pumpkin, carrots, potatoes, wheat, and sugarcane. So the only thing I think I'm missing are beets, and I'm pretty sure I won't be able to get beets until I go to the end. Hope to get those soon. So anyway, thank you everybody for watching this episode of Nathan's Dad Plays Minecraft. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. We really appreciate that. Trying to get to 100 subscribers still. So anybody that you can tell about this channel, if you find it helpful, we much appreciate it. Thank you, and we'll talk next time. Bye-bye.